Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog.
The truth is hidden in my memories, but I don't know what I can trust about what I think I know. However, since this all started, something has begun to stir inside of me. I defeated a giant monster that Black Doom summoned from the ground. Aboard the Ark, I clearly remember something that happened 50 years ago as I got the 5th Chaos Emerald. I stopped a rampaging experiment aboard the Ark to protect Maria and the Professor. Wait for me, Maria. Soon the truth will all be clear. Very soon. Maria!
Please, Shadow, I need your help. Everyone's fate depends on you.
Maria! Maria.
Shadow, look! Up there!
Huh? What is that?
Once every 50 years, that black comet passes by this planet. Oh, do you think those black creatures are somehow connected with that comet?
Black Comet.
Shadow, what's wrong?
I think you're right. I feel it. They're up there. That's where the answers are. I've got to get to that comet.
From the Space Colony Ark to the Black Comet. What a transition. But now it's time for our final haunt.
I can feel them. They're everywhere.
Well, Shadow, looks like we've reached the climax of this little game. Time to make the big boss man responsible for this invasion. Step up and play.
See ya, Sonic. I'm not going to be going through your mission right now, which is just getting to the end of this said level. But instead, we're going to become Dark here at the very last second in this Pure Hero pathway. And we're going to be completing the Dark mission first. So I'm going to try my best to avoid as many aliens as possible in this level, because since we're going after the Dark mission, we don't want to be filling up our hero meter in any form whatsoever. But there's so many aliens in this stage that we have to kill to progress that we're bound to fill this up a decent amount here, which is going to be a little problematic for our score, so we're going to want to mainly focus on rings and time here for this said Dark mission. That's really all we can do. At this point, we're going to use this vacuum gun to pull out this wall here, and now with the wall pulled out, we can swap back to our normal gun because we won't really need the vacuum gun anymore. If we do need it, there'll be sections later in the level where we can get another vacuum gun. So for now, I'm just going to take my alien blaster instead and continue forward.
Shadow, the humans have somehow detected our comet's presence. Activate the shield and keep the comet safe from attacks.
So the shields that Black Doom are talking about are with these mechanisms. Flip the switch here on the said mechanism, and now a red shield appears in front of us, and now we gotta take an alternate path. So let's go ahead and get on the back of this black vault, even though Black Doom is really upset that we had to hurt the creature to get on its back, but I have no choice. There's a lot of moments here in Final Haunt where when you're playing the Dark mission, you're gonna need to attack aliens to progress. So get used to hearing Black Doom complain to you about doing anything that you're not supposed to in this sense. Because there's no way around it, Doom. I'm sorry, but we have to hurt your enemies at times, or your troops, to actually continue the level. There's no other way around it. This is the problem we've been facing multiple times throughout Shadow the Hedgehog here, as there's no real way to avoid confrontation sometimes. with your allies in certain missions, which is a big problem when you're trying to get the A rank score, because any points you contribute to the opposite alliance hurts your overall score at the end. Because in this case, the more hero points we get, the more points will be deducted from our dark score total. So we don't want to fill up our hero score too much, because if we do, then yeah, needless to say, we ain't getting that good score. So let's be very careful what we do going forward. Here we're gonna get off the back of this black vault, and I'm actually gonna just jump down below here because I'm actually wanting to explore this section on foot. I see a switch over here, which you can hit one of these turrets, but good luck doing that. That switch is for the said door up ahead, so we're gonna need to activate this switch in order to continue forward. So let's just shoot it with our gun here, which thankfully we had just enough ammo to hit the switch. And now with that switch hit, this door in front of us is now opened up, so we can go ahead and continue forward into the level. Jump down below here, take a bunch of dash pads, and here's another moment where Black Doom's gonna get upset, because I have to take out all 4 of these alien troops just to continue forward. Because these 4 aliens here are guarding an elevator. Thanks. You couldn't have told your men to have the elevator ready for me? No. I had to do all this hard work and kill your men just to get up the level. And here, I gotta kill this big guy just to get a light speed dash trail of rings to appear. Black Doom, what are you doing? Just give me a pathway, man. Come on. How many times do we have to go over this? I swear, I'm a broken record when it comes to the fact that you have to hurt your allies just to actually progress in stages when playing certain missions. I don't know they really thought about this alliance thing all too much, just saying. Sometimes it feels like the alliance system, it kind of was half-baked, unfortunately, when you really break it down. But at least the levels themselves are solid design. Like, they're really fun to play through. I do like these said levels. Here I'm gonna jump off this black vault, and I'm gonna just take this dash pad forward. Jump down below, got ourselves a checkpoint, and we got a bunch of troops spawning in here, but since we don't want to fight any of them, we're just gonna continue forward here into this door up ahead. And now we're at the end of the level. We can see all the barriers that we put up by flipping these switches, and hitting this last one here, we'll complete the dark mission here in Final Haunt.
I will not allow anyone to set their hand on Black Doom.
Completing the dark mission here in the Final Haunt will now lead us to the dark boss here on the Pure Hero path.
Perfect.
Shadow, why are you siding with those black creatures?
Siding with them? You're joking, right? I'm just siding with whoever goes up against you. This time you're going down, Sonic.
If that's how it's gonna be, Shadow, then bring it on!
Just say when.
All right, you ready to do this? Come on!
All right, Sonic, defend yourself.
Here we go. The boss at the end of the Pure Hero pathway once you go dark is none other than Sonic and Diablon. We already fought this guy 2 other times, so we already know how this fight works. Don't worry about attacking Sonic. You'll just be using him as a stepping stone to get to Diablon's head here, because Diablon is the one we actually need to hurt. So every 4 seconds or so, Diablon will be firing out a laser beam, and once he fires that said laser beam, that's when he'll let go his guard, and his head will be vulnerable to the Shadow to attack. So we need to attack Diablon's head here, and after a few hits here in the beginning, then Diablon will become grounded for the rest of the fight, and now he has a new attack of slapping you. But throughout this whole fight, Diablon is charging up a shockwave attack, and you can tell how much he has it charged by looking at Diablon himself, because he will be glowing, and the color he's glowing shows how much closer he is for that shockwave to be released. And you know, when he's ready to release the shockwave, because the Oblong will have an extra dialogue piece, so keep that in mind. But right now, we're trying to get our dark meter filled up enough so we can activate Chaos Blast. But we don't want to actually use Chaos Blast in this fight. We just want the meter filled to have infinite ammo. And at this point, we have our meter filled up. So now with Chaos Blast activated, let's go ahead and use our limited ammo and just wail at this said boss. Unfortunately, at this point, the shield is back up, so we gotta wait for the Oblong to let go of his guard. So let's get on the ground, wait for him to slap us, and unleash our unlimited ammo into his head to end the boss fight.
It's do or die, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now with the Oblong defeated, that is the end of the pure hero pathway once you go dark.
Perfect. Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Man, I didn't think you had it in ya.
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and now I am the most powerful hedgehog in the world. The power of these emeralds makes me invincible. I am the ultimate hedgehog. This is who I am.
For completing the pure hero pathway, we unlocked the Heal Cannon. This is a very unique weapon that we'll be getting into its mechanics once we have it available in our next playthrough here. Speaking of our next playthrough, you know what's coming up now. We got a whole run back to do of the pure hero pathway so we can complete that said path via the hero mission this time around. So let's jump back into Final Haunt once again. Many levels later, we're back at Final Haunt. This time around, we're ready to finish up the pure hero pathway by completing the hero mission. The hero mission here is a simple get to the goal ring mission, which we actually saw the goal ring at the end of the dark mission here in Final Haunt, so we know where we're going. And that already helps, but we got ourselves a brand new gun here to use inside of the shadow container. This is the Heal Cannon. As you can see, the Heal Cannon will heal an enemy and make them your ally. So in this case, I healed one of the aliens, which gave me Dark Score, and now that alien won't attack Shadow. So the Heal Cannon is a very interesting weapon because in levels where you don't have any enemies to kill from the other allegiance, so in this case, there are no enemies to kill here to build up Dark Score, I can heal these aliens with the Heal Cannon and gain Dark Score, which will help offset some of those points that we're missing for getting an A rank here in the Dark mission. So it's just a really cool weapon, and it also helps you in a lot of ways to fill up your Chaos meters here. If you're wanting to get, say, Chaos Control early, you can heal things like gun troops or Eggman robots if they count for the said hero gauge, and that's an easy way for you to get Chaos Control, and same for getting Chaos Blast early in a lot of cases too. The Heal Cannon is a very interesting weapon because it can either be really useful or really useless, just depends on the level and the missions that you're playing. But it's a very, very interesting weapon, and it's honestly one of the best weapons you can get from the shadow containers, in my opinion, because it's very, very versatile. At this point here, I want to go ahead and continue on with the level as normal. I'm going to swap out my weapon because the Hero Cannon really won't be helpful for our sake here in the hero mission. So at this point, I'm going to use a laser gun, but we will have to drop this once in a while and get a vacuum gun just for certain puzzles that require the vacuum gun. And as a reminder, the egg vacuum does also work as the Black Arms version of the vacuum, so that is a weapon you can also use in its place. But here we got ourselves a switch. If we flip this switch, we can no longer go down the path that we need to go to complete the hero mission, and we're forced into the path for the dark mission. So we're gonna flip the switch back because we do want to go this way this time around for the hero mission. So we're gonna just flip it and continue down here to a new area that we haven't seen before. Kill this big brute, and now we have enough here for chaos control, and we're skipping a whole bunch of stuff there that honestly isn't really all that difficult, but it's time consuming. You got some enemies you have to kill, which opens up a container that leads to a spring. Then you got some platforms you gotta climb up, and then you get to a door, which will lead you to where that checkpoint was. But we had enough power for chaos control, which has let us skip all of that. And this is a level you're gonna be using chaos control quite a lot whenever you're playing the hero mission, because the only enemies here are going to be the Black Arm aliens, and that will fill our hero gauge every time we kill one of the said aliens. And the score here isn't going to be all that problematic for us to get for the A rank as well, because there's so many enemies to kill here that we're going to have a lot of enemy score by the time we finish this level. So as long as you don't die in this stage, it's not that hard to get the A rank here, just because of the enemies and also even just getting a good time bonus by the end. Combining those two, you'll have more than enough score by the end. But here we got a gate guarded by some guards which do teleport around, and opening this gate reveals a vacuum gun, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. And from here, I want to pull out this wall and hit this spring, which also opened up once we killed those soldiers. And we got a little puzzle here where we gotta pull back these said lasers with the vacuum, and doing so, now we can go ahead and cross this gap. But another thing we can also do is kill another alien down below, because we have enough meter filled up for chaos control, and activate chaos control to skip that entire section. So that's another thing you can do. A lot of puzzles in this level are very trivial because of chaos control. A lot of these puzzles, if you have the meter filled up enough, you can just zoom right by, which feels really, really satisfying. But the puzzles in this level aren't really all that hard to figure out, so if you don't have meter for chaos control, it's not like you're really missing out on much. I'm gonna drop my laser gun here to grab another vacuum gun, and here we got some lasers blocking our path, but we can just pull out this wall, which will block the lasers, and now we can continue forward. There is a container here that has a spring that gets revealed once you kill the alien guarding the vacuum gun as well, but we don't need that spring to go up to pull out that said wall to block the lasers, because the vacuum gun can just reach from down below. So that spring isn't really as helpful as you would think. Let's go ahead and jump down below, take some dash pads here, and we remember this section of the level. This section here, we gotta kill these 4 aliens, which will then have an elevator come down, but we have chaos control active, so we'll just use this to zoom on ahead and skip this entire rail grinding section, which is really helpful we had chaos control there specifically, because this rail grinding section takes quite some time, and being able to zoom through it feels really satisfying. Kill more enemies here to boost up our score and also get us some more ammo. And right here, I want to demonstrate something. So when we flip this switch, we can't go any further down this said path where Black Doom is, and now we have to go another direction, which is really just for the dark mission. But we can actually go past where that wall would spawn, and then with a gun, we can shoot that said switch once again to flip it back to its other position. And from here, now we're going a completely different path. So I'm going the path here that has the Black Vaults, which normally you're only able to access when playing the dark mission. So flipping these switches back is actually a pretty good strategy to make your own route here in Final Haunt when playing the hero mission. You're not required to go down this very specific path. You can flip a switch, go past that said barrier, and then flip the switch back to continue the level with a different pathway. But here we are, we're at the end of the level, and at this point we don't have any of the barriers active, so we just go straight to the goal ring. But if you do have barriers active, you won't be able to finish this level now, because there's a wall in your way, and you'd have to go back, flip those said switches that are active to deactivate them, and then you can finish the level. But with some careful platforming, you can technically jump around the wall. It's very dangerous to do, so it's recommended to go back and flip switches, but you can technically jump around the gates if you had to. But with that said, this completes the hero mission here in Final Haunt.
So we meet at last, Black Doom. You're the one responsible for all this villainy.
Now that we completed the hero mission here in Final Haunt, it's time to fight the boss of the Pure Hero Pathway.
Perfect.
You've done well, Shadow. I'm very impressed you've made it this far.
Black Doom, your rule ends here, and it ends now. So you're behind all this. Like it or not, the game's over.
Fools. The Black Arms are more than superior. We are perfect. Do you really think you have any real chance of defeating us?
It's you who should be scared, Black Doom. I made a promise to Maria to save the planet she loved so much, and I will.
Then get ready to die. Let me show you the ultimate power in the universe. Now I will show you just how pitiful you inferior life forms are.
This is it! Let's end this once and for all!
So here we go, the boss here at the end of the Pure Hero Pathway, when you complete the hero mission, is none other than Black Doom. We fought this guy 2 other times, so we already know how we fight Black Doom here. We have to wait until Black Doom attacks us, and then he will become vulnerable. That's when we can shoot him in the forehead. Turn around immediately when you start this level and grab the laser gun right behind where you spawn, because this weapon will be your key to destroying Black Doom in record time, making this the easiest encounter against Black Doom yet.
Maria loved this planet. I will not let you destroy it.
And with Black Doom defeated, that is the end of the Pure Hero Pathway once you become a hero.
Perfect.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, this isn't over yet. The Black Arms will rise again.
Let's do this! I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and I made a promise that I intend to keep. With the power of these emeralds, Black Doom and his army are finished. This is who I am.
Alright, so that dark ending didn't really do it much for me because Shadow's just the invincible hedgehog and he's the strongest one alive. Alright, sure. But the hero ending here at the Pure Hero Path, Shadow is just wanting to defend the planet and keep that promise to Maria. Now that is an ending I can get behind. But we're back here in Final Haunt to grab our 5 secret keys, and the first one here is located right past the second checkpoint. We got 2 guards with laser guns. Take them out, and a cage behind where the checkpoint is located will open up, giving you your first key. Our second key here is located past the 3rd checkpoint. Right after you take the long loop-de-loop section, come up onto the top platform on the left, and your key will just be sitting up here right next to the rocks. Our next key here is a little bit forward, going down the hero path where we need to take out these aliens guarding a vacuum gun. Instead of grabbing the gun, we want to continue forward here and grab the key, which is just sitting in a corner here on the right, which is very easy to miss because nothing really guides you to go to this specific portion to find the key, so it's not going to be in view. But here we want to actually go a little bit forward and go back to checkpoint 4, which puts us right before this location where this third key is located. Now we want to shoot the second shield switch here so we can activate the dark pathway and go down this route. So coming down this direction here, we want to, once we get off the Black Vault, or in this case taking Chaos Control, we want to head over to this left platform as our next key is just sitting here all on its lonesome. So grab this key and that will make for key number 4. Collect it. From here, we want to continue forward where we have this elevator section. We got to kill all 4 of these Black Arm aliens. And now we ride this elevator up. We'll have 2 big goons that we can go ahead and attack. The last one in question we actually need to attack because that gives us access to a light speed trail. But notice here, we got 2 different secret doors. Keep that in mind because our final key is right past both of these secret doors. Want to take the platform here to continue over to the other side of the room here on this upper path, and from here we got ourselves our final secret key just sitting on top of this platform. So now we're actually going to turn around and go back to where those secret doors are located. Final Haunt here is an interesting stage for the secret door reward because there are actually 4 secret doors in the entire stage. And what lies behind all 3 of these said secret doors is the same thing. We got these cell cannon turrets. So this is just basically the Black Arm version of a turret gun. And we can use these turret guns to attack the Black Arm ships here in Final Haunt. We can also destroy a turret to get the alien rocket launcher gun here, but I don't really care for that weapon personally, so I'm going to drop it and take back my laser gun. But that's what all the secret keys lead to, and honestly, this is a useless reward when you're going down the dark mission, and on the hero mission, it can be helpful for getting more points, but you can also just destroy these ships with guns. Mind you, it might take a lot longer to destroy these said ships with any sort of gun, but if you have the ammo for it, then you don't need these turrets to accomplish the same task. And in fact, here in the final section here of Final Haunt, we got 2 key doors here that lead to 2 more of these cell cannon turrets. But you don't need the keys for this because 1, there's a turret located right next to the checkpoint in this area. So this is a redundant reward because there's already a turret in this area you don't need keys to get to. Not just that, but if you know where to place Shadow's spin dash, you can utilize your spin dash here to gain a lot of height off a slope and completely bypass these key doors altogether, getting up to the top platform to use these said turrets. So yeah, the key rewards here, they're useful for the said hero mission, completely useless for the dark mission, but at the same time, you don't need it for either mission type here just because you can get away without using the said turrets behind these said key doors. It's not that big of a deal. But that is it for all of the keys here in Final Haunt. And now with that said, enjoy the credits theme for the Pure Hero Pathway, which is All Hail Shadow by Magnify.
Perfect.
is the only tale we tell. White is black and black is white. Right is wrong and wrong is right. Nothing ever fills this hole inside your heart. Determination of the strong. Found the meaning that you searched for so long. All hail Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost to bring you down. When there's nothing left to lose, you win. All hail Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost to bring you down. When there's nothing left to lose, you win.
For completing the Pure Hero pathway once more, we upgrade our hero cannon now to level 2. But that's not all. For completing all 10 of the pathways here in Shadow the Hedgehog, we unlocked the last story. Not just that, but getting all A ranks in every single level here in Shadow the Hedgehog, along with all of the boss fights, has now unlocked Expert Mode. So we got ourselves a lot of stuff here unlocked by completing that final pathway. But the most important one is Last Story. But to take a look at our said ending path to get to where we're at now, for completing the Pure Hero pathway, first up via the Dark mission, we got the Pretense in the Mirror ending. And for completing the Pure Hero pathway as a hero, we got a Missive from 500 years ago ending. So, with 10 different playthroughs completed now in Shadow the Hedgehog, we are ready for the final storyline here to complete in the last story. And we'll be making our way through the last story in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog, we're going to be ending this game's story with the last story. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.